Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business.
Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. The success or failure of any casino or sports betting operator is how well they know their audience. It's so important for these operators to know who is using their product so they can make it better. Not only make it better, but also present their gaming product in a responsible way to protect their customers. A very important report was just published by TransUnion, and it's showing operators who's using their product and how they're using their product. We're going to find out all about this important report because I am talking with Declan Raines, who is the head of TransUnion's gaming business. When we come back, we're talking about the important U.S. betting report from TransUnion, so stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of March 10th, 2025. BetMGM and Borgata Hotel and Casino announced the launch of Dual Play Baccarat on BetMGM and Borgata Online Casino in New Jersey. Evolution's Dual Play Baccarat allows players at the physical table in Borgata and online players to participate in the same game. In August 2023, Dual Play Roulette launched at Borgata and the Borgata Online Casino, as well as the BetMGM Online Casino, making it the first dual play game in North America. Speaking of New Jersey, a new boutique hotel inspired by the classic Monopoly board game is being developed in Atlantic City. Construction will begin this year on the Top Hat at the Orange Loop and will offer 1,400 square feet of commercial space on the ground floor and a boutique hotel-style short-term rental space on the upper level. Atlantic City is the place where the original game's streets names can be found, and the Top Hat was named after one of the original tokens of the game. And finally, a huge jackpot was won in Nevada on February 16th. It happened at the Virgin River Hotel and Casino in Mesquite, Nevada, when one lucky player put a $5 bet into the Megabuck Spitfire Multiplier's Red Hot 7 slot machine. That player, who chose to remain anonymous, won the jackpot of over $12.3 million. I have to start vacationing in Mesquite, Nevada. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check us out at houseofcardsradio.com.
We must get her back.
I'll be satisfied if we get her half back.
I'll take a quarterback. In fact, I'll take Notre Dame in 2 points.
Oh, you want 2 points?
I certainly do.
Well, you got 'em.
Oh!
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I think I've said it a bunch of times that the gaming and betting industry is one of the most interesting businesses in this country. Whether it be retail or online betting, the gaming industry is constantly changing and evolving, and a recent report published by TransUnion certainly makes that clear. And we're going to find out what that important report has uncovered, because on the line we have head of TransUnion's gaming business, Declan Raines. Declan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You know, certainly anyone involved in the gaming industry knows about the great work TransUnion does. I think it's one of those essential companies that is a critical resource for anyone who works in the casino or betting business. But for people out there who aren't part of the gaming industry, what is TransUnion and what does it do for the gaming industry?
So I think most people will be familiar with us as a credit reporting agency,
Sure.
But for gaming particularly, we've been supporting the global gaming industry for well over a decade at this point. For us, we provide compliance solutions to the industry for KYC and fraud purposes. So that's making sure that people are the correct age to be engaging with the betting activity that they're participating in, as well as supporting other functions. And where we're pretty unique, and I think what we're going to be talking about today is we provide consumer identity solutions to casinos and online operators that help them improve and enhance their responsible gaming procedures to understand whether their customers are engaged in sustainable play. This is something that we've done for a number of years in a number of different territories, most notably the UK. But in the US, we're at the forefront of enhancing responsible gaming procedures for the industry.
And as I said, and as you said, recently TransUnion published a very important betting report. And in this time when the betting industry has become more popular with people, I'm sure a lot of the information in the survey opened up a lot of people's eyes. But before we get into what the report says, tell me something about the methodology of the report and the scope of the research.
Sure. So our U.S. betting report is a trickle-down piece of analysis from TransUnion's Consumer Pulse Survey. This is something that we do on a quarterly basis where we are asking consumers questions around exploring their personal finances, how they've changed, what changes they're expecting in the future, across a couple of different lenses. That's looking at dynamics of their income, their debt, their overall financial health, and then looking at the implications of this in terms of future consumer attitudes and behaviors. And then as it relates to betting and gaming, we're asking consumers around questions around their betting activity, whether they're engaged in either land-based or online channels. And that allows us to filter the results of that macro analyses on credit activity, financial behaviors, etc., and really hone in on the differences between consumers who engage with betting activity versus those who don't, and an extension of that looking into land versus online and level of spend to generate insights and analysis that we think are important for the industry to take into account when looking at the market trends in play in the industry today.
Now, whenever I talk with casinos, especially marketers from casinos, they always break down their audiences by generations, whether it's Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, baby boomers. I mean, it's absolutely fascinating what TransUnion found out about the betting activities of those different types of groups. Before we go into what you found with each group, what are the age ranges of the different groups? Because these classifications are so important for the gaming operators and the casinos when it comes to marketing their product and formulating business plans and strategies.
Sure. So our Gen Z is 18 to 26 years old. The millennials, that is 27 to 42. Gen X is 43 to 58. And then the baby boomer demographic, that is 59 and above.
When we talk about gaming participation overall, what did TransUnion find about the people surveyed? I mean, did the overall percentage of respondents who participated in some form of gambling increase? And were there any surprising numbers that you saw when you were looking at the overall figures?
Yeah, so in this version of the report, we saw some drops in participation within all betting activity across demographics, right? So we saw a bit of a drop within the Gen Z and millennial demographics, but then we actually saw some uptake and increase from Gen X and baby boomers, which we thought was pretty interesting, given the kind of macro conditions in play at the time the survey was conducted. So whilst we did see some drop from, the millennial demographic in particular is a pretty important one, especially within online as well as land. But that drop was negated somewhat by the increase we saw within the older demographics in Gen X and baby boomers.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
A boogie-woogie box.
Pardon me. Do you like the radio?
Certainly, I love it.
You got it.
Oh.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Create an account using our promo code Turnpike and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the head of TransUnion's gaming business, Declan Raines. One of the most interesting things regarding the increase in participation numbers was the fact that these numbers, as you said, were really driven by the older generations. Participation in the millennial group actually fell 40% to 35%. I got to tell you, that was very surprising to me because, whenever you're in meetings with casinos or gaming operators, whenever they talk about a core audience that they have, they always want to talk about the millennials. How significant is the millennial group to the gaming industry in this country, and how should the industry view this drop of participation from the millennials?
So I think from the survey results, we saw, how important millennials are to both online and land-based channels. Within the millennials who spend $500 a month or more on either land or online, they make up of about 60% of all consumers who spend 500 plus a month. So, it's super critical demographic to both land and online. And I think whilst that drop does have some macro supporting reasons for it. It was really interesting to see in this edition of the report the drop we saw within that demographic. I think it's something that I hear as well from both casinos and online operators is how important millennials are. I think it's as a millennial myself, I think we're starting to realize that actually millennials, especially in the COVID environment, have kind of been one of the more dominant demographics when it comes to benefits from the strong job market that we've had over the years. And we've seen them really increase their income. We've seen them really start to participate in the economy at large, right? They've been buying houses, they've been buying cars, they've been driving a lot of consumer spending activity. And I think now we're starting to see in the gaming industry in particular, that's probably going to be the case for quite a while. It's still important to obviously curate your experience to other demographics, the Gen X and baby boomers, but for the foreseeable future, that millennial demographic is going to be critical for both sides of the industry.
Even though betting was up last year, the percentage of people who bet $500 or more fell from the year before. What were the numbers that TransUnion found in that group? And was there a difference between betting land-based entities versus online entities when it comes to that group?
Yeah, so we saw some drops there within the bettors who spend $500 a month or more on either channel. So within land, we saw a drop from last year of 27% down to 19%, and then in the online channel, we saw a drop from 30% down to 21%. So pretty similar drops in both channels. As to why, I think you need to look at the wider macro conditions at the time, right? In the build up to the holiday period and the new year, a lot of consumers, not just millennials, but consumers at large, kind of hunkered down, right? We saw some activity around the holidays. Holiday spending is always a big driver within Q4, but at a macro level, you really did see consumers tighten their belts. Due to a number of different factors, right? Inflation, looking at a new political environment in 2025, and then also, as I mentioned earlier, that job market that we've seen that's really been strong for those seeking different employment. We're starting to see that run out of steam now, right? We're seeing layoffs in the wider market and wider economy, especially in sectors that are disproportionately made up of millennials. And so I think there were a large number of macroeconomic factors that led to that drop and led to consumers at large kind of reducing their discretionary spending, including on betting activity.
One thing that was interesting about that $500 a month category is there is a subcategory. And one thing that was pointed out in the survey, the portion of players with the low risk profiles, which means relatively high incomes or had increased income during that period and good credit, actually rose in that $500 a month betting category. Tell us what TransUnion found out about that subgroup of people and what factors influence their betting activity.
Yeah, I think, there can be some misconceptions around the industry from those not a part of it, right? The bettors are maybe more, financially cavalier, but I think the results of our survey showed and are shown actually over a number of different versions of this report that generally we see, bettors who are spending, $500 a month or more do have the means by which to justify this level of discretionary spending within this activity. And so, as you say, we saw that again in this version of the report where what we classify as kind of a higher risk profile, right? People that have either low or bad credit scores or low incomes. We saw that drop down from 7% last year to 4% this year, and then we saw an increase within the higher income and higher credit score cohorts as well. So maybe a bit counter to what some people perceive around the industry, but we continue to see that bettors who are spending larger sums do generally tend to have the income and accompanying credit score to sustain that level of activity.
What about the non-bettor respondents to the report? What did TransUnion found out about non-bettors and how their income and credit scores relate to their activity when it comes to betting? I mean, what did TransUnion discover about the reason why some people don't engage in betting activity?
Sure. So this is always something that's interesting, right? If we're going to, again, kind of going up against that perception that people who engage with betting are maybe more financially cavalier than those who aren't. Our results continue to show that that's not necessarily the case, and kind of myth bust some perceptions around the sector. We saw within income changes in the last 3 months, non-bettors did not increase their income anywhere near to the same level that those who do engage in betting activity. Within respondents who said that their income had increased a lot within the last 3 months, we saw that non-bettors at 4%, and then online bettors at 27%, and land-based bettors at 24%. So nearly 6 times as many bettors have increased their income a lot compared to those who don't. And then on the other side of that coin, those whose income has decreased a lot within the last 3 months, we saw non-bettors at 8% compared to 5% for both online bettors and land-based bettors as well. So we saw that again, that strong job market that might be starting to run out of steam a little bit has been beneficial for those who are engaged in betting activity. And then when it comes to the hot topic that's been a topic for a number of years now, inflation, that continues to be a cloud that consumers are battling against. We saw that generally bettors are seeing their incomes keep up with inflation, right? 6% of non-bettors strongly agreed that their household income is keeping up with inflation, compared to 27% and 24% respectively for online and land. So again, we saw bettors are actually insulated better from the impact of inflation compared to non-bettors.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam & Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. No. 5-1. No. 10-1. You're up.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Create an account using our promo code Turnpike and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the head of TransUnion's gaming business, Declan Raines. You almost answered my next question. I'm curious, is there any financial trends that both the better and non-better group were affected by? I mean, you mentioned the job market and the economic climate of the country and how they spend discretionary income. Were there any financial factors that affected both groups that responded to the report?
That is a good question. Looking at it, I think we saw somewhat of a tighter range when it comes to whether bettors and non-bettors are cutting back on discretionary spending, right? So we saw within our non-betting segment, 53% are cutting back on discretionary spending within the last 3 months, compared to 44% for the online betting segment and the 51% for the land-based channel. So, I think that was interesting to see that everybody's cutting back. And again, it speaks to the kind of wider macroeconomic conditions that we've seen in the last 3 months. Consumers at large have tightened their belts. They've tried to insulate themselves from the impacts of inflation, and also prepare themselves for 2025, right? With political uncertainty comes generally a withdrawal from consumer economic engagements. And we saw that in this version of the report. As we move into the next version of the report, I would not be surprised to see a bit of a snapback there, right, as consumers start to loosen their belts based on a more stable environment.
Now, a huge issue in the gaming industry is responsible gaming. I mean, operators have to have mechanisms in place in order to address this issue. I mean, that's why it's so important for a report like the one that TransUnion just put out. What has been the response from the gaming industry with regard to responsible gaming, and how has it used information and reports like the one TransUnion just published in their responsible gambling programs?
Yeah, so I think, responsible gaming's been the hot topic in the industry for a number of years, and will continue to do so. The U.S. market is looking at ways to enhance responsible gaming procedures, right? We continue to see this be a hot topic for regulators, and we continue to see it as a big investment for the sector. Again, pushing back against that kind of misconception around the industry that they want to hang people by their ankles and take them for everything they've got, right? I've never ever observed that attitude at any of the casino operators we support. We continue to see a culture around promoting responsible, sustainable play, and seeking out ways to invest and improve current procedures. We saw some university studies that seeks to call to attention the impact of regulated gaming on consumer financial health.
Yeah.
And in response, we saw things like the Responsible Online Gaming Association get set up in 2024, and a big investment from participating operators there. So what we see in the market continues to be the industry responding proactively in order to improve their current responsible gaming procedures and continue to look at ways that they can leverage new data, new functionality, and technology. We're seeing AI's role in responsible gaming now, which I think is going to be a really fascinating and interesting development, looking at ways to improve communication, intervention, and prevention strategies. And I think we're also starting to see really a focus on proactive responsible gaming, right? Not just waiting for something to happen, right? Actually making in building it into the product by design, where sustainability is seeking ways in a proactive way to make sure that people are playing within their means. So we still remain bullish that this is a high priority for operators and casinos. We expect that this report to continue to power the investments that they're making within this function.
You really hit on something very important, and the information published in the TransUnion report is so important for betting operators. It seems like more and more jurisdictions are calling for gaming operators to be more vigilant when it comes to problem gambling, as well as proposing legislation with regard to responsible gambling. I know in Europe, one of the big topics being discussed right now is the affordability of customers, and what is the responsibility of gaming operators to know when a bettor is betting beyond their means. Do you think the affordability issue will become a bigger topic in the coming months with legislators when it comes to responsible gaming efforts?
I think it absolutely will. Like, as you say, it's been a topic of conversation for a number of years in the UK. I think we're coming up to nearly a decade at this point with having affordability procedures. And when I speak with regulators in the US, we see a desire for understanding how other countries have looked at this topic and formulating standards so that we have common standards within the industry. I think the biggest barrier to responsible gaming is having one outlier, right? If you're a casino, if one casino fails a consumer, the public does not distinguish between the casino sector at large, right? They're not going to say, oh, well, it was casino A. They're going to lose trust in the sector at large. And so I think regulators are focused on building sensible policy that drives operational efficiencies on the topic in order to drive a larger good, right? We want common standards in this industry. We want everybody doing the same thing. We don't want folks lagging behind, and that's the purpose by which state regulators are seeking to initiate any new developments. When it comes to affordability's application in the US, I think it's a deeply complex topic that covers a number of different areas, from data and consumer privacy laws, that a copy and paste or a cookie cutter approach of what happened in the UK and applying it to the US is not entirely feasible. And that's before you even get into the state-by-state dynamic in the US, right? Are we going to have 28 different versions of affordability within the online sports betting market? It's going to drive a lot of different challenges. And so from our perspective, multi-jurisdictional approaches produce the best net good, along with a closely aligned conversation between all stakeholders in this area. Responsible gaming is not just the responsibility of casinos and operators; it's the responsibility of regulators, but also companies like TransUnion as well. It requires all stakeholders involved, providing feedback, providing input, in order to produce a framework that is achievable, drives a net positive, and ultimately pushes the needle on what everybody is trying to do within this area.
What do you see as some of the betting trends operators should be aware of or look out for in 2025? I mean, as you said, we're going through some interesting times when it comes to the economy of the United States and of the world. What are some of the issues that sports betting and gaming operators should be aware of in the coming year?
I think we're going to see a focus on scale at this point, right, and really driving player value through sustainable activity. And in order to be able to do that, right, I think you need to have a really strong grasp of who your players and customers are. They're your loyal players, and grow your loyal, sustainable players. I think in the current environment, we're not going to see the cost of acquisition that we've seen in the sector over the last 5 years, right? We're going to see more of a shift towards driving efficiencies within their business and growing player loyalty. And in order to understand what players you should be focusing loyalty on. That's something that operators and casinos are probably going to have to invest some time in data and functionality in order to best be able to do that. So I think the topic at hand for this year, beyond just responsible gaming and some of the more kind of nuanced topics specific to the industry at a macro business level, I think 2025 will be about driving efficiencies across their business.
Declan, we're running out of time, but can you give out a website for TransUnion so people can find out more about it and also read the TransUnion's very important sports betting report?
Sure thing. You can find us at transunion.com. We have our gaming site. That's transunion.com/gaming. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll be able to find our latest U.S. betting reports as well as our prior editions as well.
Declan Raines, head of TransUnion's gaming business, thank you so much for coming on and talking about TransUnion and the very important betting report that was recently published by TransUnion. TransUnion does incredible work for the gaming industry, and the information it provides is absolutely incredible. Please come back on and keep us updated about what's happening with TransUnion and the gaming industry. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Game announcements, jackpots, news, info at TurnpikeSportsRadio.com. Keep those coming in. Love hearing from everybody out there, getting more and more each and every week. Since we have this studio decorated for St. Patrick's Day. As a matter of fact, there's a giant leprechaun over your shoulder.
Yeah, where is it? Over here?
You got it. You were pointing at it.
Pointing at it.
There
right
you go.
There.
And
there
I've got my clover lit up. I've got all these other accoutrements of St. Patrick's Day up on the bar. We're going to talk some St. Patrick's Day games.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that must be one of the biggest holidays for online slot machines because, you know, it for people living in states that don't have online casinos, the slot machines change with the season. You know, Christmas time, we get a lot of Christmas-themed slot machines. What other ones? St. Patrick's Day is always a big one. Halloween's always a big one.
Well, let me tell you, when it comes to online casino games, besides Christmas, where you can actually do the pitch for the big present in your inbox, that type of promotional thing, Luck of the Irish is a huge phrase for the online casino games. As a matter of fact, the two we're going to be talking about in their descriptions say Luck of the Irish.
Okay. Well, a lot of leprechauns right now. At Christmas time, I remember talking about the Santa Claus and Rudolph were in jail.
Saint Nicked.
Saint Nicked. Yeah, yes. I remember that
As a
one.
matter of fact, there was Saint Nick and Saint Nick too.
Halloween, there's always headless horseman things and pumpkins and things like that. Now this time of year, there's a lot of leprechauns on your online casino slots.
And also, don't forget the online lotteries. There's a lot of online lottery. A lot of one of the big things I've noticed in the online lottery side. You see the leprechauns. You see the words luck. A lot of shamrocks. Pot of gold.
A pot of gold. Yeah, that's
always
another thing.
Is a huge symbol for the lottery. Also for the online casino games. But this week I figured, since St. Patrick's Day is next week, I would just hit a couple of them. I actually have 2 online casino games. No lottery this time.
Okay.
I'll hit the lottery for probably the next upcoming holiday.
What's the next upcoming?
Easter.
Is there a lot of Easter?
There are a lot of Easter games.
Really?
Coming. Yes.
Like a lot of Easter bunnies?
A lot of Easter bunny, lucky
Easter
bunnies,
eggs,
all this
Easter
stuff.
Easter eggs and stuff like
Easter
that?
eggs are great for online casino games because you can actually do a bonus game on some of them where you break the eggs.
Oh.
And there's a prize inside.
I've never seen that one.
Yes, so
there's
a few of those out there. But
here, are you going to do a segment on the...
I'm going to do Easter games, too.
Okay.
Especially the online lottery. Online lottery has a bunch of Easter-themed games, too.
All right. Okay.
But here we're going to be starting off with Horseshoe Online Casino.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. And now when you sign up with Horseshoe Online Casino, be sure and use SHOE25 Gold, which is the code to get a 100% bonus back up to $1,250.
So SHOE25 Gold.
Right.
The number 25.
Number 25.
SHOE25 Gold.
All one word.
I'm assuming you're going to put it up on the screen.
It's on the screen as we're talking.
Is it on the
about.
screen
yes,
as we're talking? Okay.
I wouldn't do this without having something to put up there.
This is in post-production,
yes.
I guess.
But it's a bonus up to $1,250 based on your first deposit, but it's also like a cash back on your losses.
Yeah.
So it's a great offer from the Horseshoe Online Casino. This one is called Irish Wilds, and it's done by Spinberry.
Okay.
Very cool looking game. It's 5 reels, 20 pay lines. Really, really standout graphics in this. As it's playing on the screen, you could see it.
Oh, you have graphics?
Yes, I have graphics for that too.
I'm flying blind here. I don't know what you have on the screen.
They say visually stunning adventure.
Okay, what is this called now?
This is Irish Wilds.
Irish Wilds.
Now, Spinberry does some really cool games. They've done they have a game called Light the Lamp, which is a hockey-themed game. It just got adapted for one of the other online casinos with Wayne Gretzky and all that. But they do some really, really cool, very fast-moving games, good music, good graphics. This has some really nice Celtic symbols and a whole bunch of different backgrounds in the game itself. Green is a huge color for St. Patrick's Day, and very bright greenage, I guess you can say.
Greenage?
I guess that's a word. I don't know.
Good
music, too. Okay. Good music, too.
Is it like with the
it's all
bagpipes and
yeah.
whistles?
Well, no, not bagpipes,
with
but
penny whistles and stuff like that?
It's all Irish-themed. And in the other one, we're going to talk about same way, too.
Okay.
It's Irish music. There's wild symbols, free spins, a lot of different multipliers to play with here. And it's just a really cool game. It's fun. It's fast moving. It's fun. One of the best ones out there.
So I'm going to check this out. This is Horseshoe Online Casino. I have an account there, so I always like playing there. Caesars is always great. Horseshoe, and then they have the Caesars Palace Online,
which we're going to next.
And you know what? I tie in all my rewards points. So I have I check out my rewards points every time I play online, whether it be slots or whatever.
Well, since you mentioned Caesars Palace Online, we are going to Caesars Palace Online for our next game.
Okay.
Also, when you're signing up at Caesars Palace Online Casino, Turnpike Launch.
Turnpike Launch.
Yes. It's a 100% slot bonus up to $1,000 based upon your first-time deposit, 2,500 rewards credits.
See? You get rewards.
You tie your Caesars rewards thing and you get 2,500 points with your $25 wager in the first 7 days.
See, I love that. You play some games, you could win some money, and you have your rewards points. That goes to your room at Caesars or food or wherever at Caesars or whatever.
Or more play.
How great is that?
Yes. And as always, it's also with the Horseshoe Online Casino 21 and older. Terms and conditions always apply to these offers.
Yep.
Problem gambling, 800-GAMBLER. This one is Irish Magic.
So this one's the Caesars Palace Online.
Yes.
This is called Irish Magic.
Yes.
All right.
As you can tell, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everything has to have the word Irish in it.
Irish
Description
Magic.
of this one, Luck of the Irish. Always have seeing that phrase. I'm actually going to get tired of seeing that phrase in about 2 weeks after St. Patrick's Day. But, again, everyone's got St. Patrick's set aside in a certain area of their online casino. So just take a look for it. it's really cool the way they do the seasonal things for all these online casinos.
So what does this one do?
This one is basically you're set in the Irish countryside. As a matter of fact, when you have the reels and screens on there, the background is a really nice looking Irish countryside.
Okay.
Again, green everywhere, vibrant colors, good music, a lot of good visuals, a lot of good bonus features in this one, even better than some of the other ones.
Okay.
And it's not a new game, but it's a consistently fun, and it pays out a lot too.
Oh, okay. So this one's called Irish
Magic.
By the way, you go onto these online casinos, they usually have a search function that you can probably search all these things, or search. I don't know if
type
you can
in the word
search,
Irish.
Yeah, I'm sure everything comes out.
Yeah,
around this time of year, yeah, probably.
Regardless of what online casino you go to, search Irish, search Leprechaun,
St. Patrick's, I would think.
Patrick's,
okay,
and also Pot of Gold.
Okay,
that's it. That's another one. So good search terms. Take a look at those.
Mm-hmm.
Two good games here. One at Horseshoe, one at Caesar's Palace online.
Yeah, all right.
Let's head on over to the jackpots. First jackpot of the week, and boy, is this one a whopper. We're going out to Nevada for this one. As a matter of fact, Mesquite, Nevada. We're not going to Las Vegas. We're going to Mesquite, Nevada.
Oh, my God. Where the hell is that?
Where the hell is that? It's in Nevada.
I know it's in Nevada, but where is that? In terms of next to Las Vegas, is it
It's
near?
kind of close. It's kind of close.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's another one of those desert towns kind of thing. It's like a Henderson or Laughlin.
That's what I was going to say. Is it near
Yeah.
Henderson or Laughlin or anything like that?
But this one is the Virgin River Hotel and Casino.
Okay.
And we've got an IGT jackpot on the Megabucks brand of slot machines.
Okay.
This is the Megabucks Spitfire Multipliers Red Hot Sevens.
All right.
I know that's a long name, but for this guy, $5 bet, huge jackpot, $12 million.
Wow.
$371, $364,088.
That's insane. I can't believe $12 million. You know, I'm shocked when it's like $1 or $2 million, but $12 million. Is this like? Is this like a progressive jackpot that just built up and stuff like that?
All the Megabucks are progressive.
$12 million on a $5 bet. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Talk about a good return on your money.
It's incredible.
Yes, and the patron who, and this was interesting, they pointed out it was not a local, but it was a patron who said he was going to remain anonymous here.
Okay.
So
right.
I don't know why they pointed out it wasn't a Mesquite local. I wonder if the Virgin River is a locals kind of.
Well,
I've never been to this one. So
no, I've never been to Mesquite, Nevada, so I'm not sure where that is. But it's great. It's great for Virgin River Hotel and Casino because that's an insane amount of money to win.
Tell me
incredible.
About it. That might be a historic jackpot for Mesquite.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm sure I would have heard about bigger jackpots in Mesquite before, but my goodness, $12 million?
Well, we're staying in Nevada for the next one.
All right.
And we're going back to normal stomping grounds here. We've got South Point.
Okay.
South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa. We have a lucky guest winning a Pai-Gow progressive jackpot.
Okay.
No word on what the actual cards were dealt because the press release just was one-liner.
Okay.
Lucky guest at South Point scored big, hitting the Pai-Gow progressive jackpot, $207,504. Not even a word on whether or not they had the side bet going.
Okay, well, I'm sure they did.
Usually when you have
when you get that number, like if it's a couple 100,000, it's usually a side bet kind of thing.
Well, actually, when you see the word progressive, that's a tip-off they did the fortune side bet.
Sure.
So that's probably the $5 fortune bet.
I haven't played Pai-Gow in a long time. I was into it for a little bit. You know, you kind of learn it online because you don't have to spend a lot online, because it's...
micro stakes compared to what you do at the tables.
Tables have these bigger limits than online, so online's always a great place to learn things.
Yeah, it's like a training ground. If you want to, if you actually want to try these games in person, try it online first. Do the micro stakes, get used to the way the betting works.
Know the rules and know what you need to do. But no, I haven't played Pai-Gow in a long time. So.
You may have to try it.
I will.
Leaving Nevada, we had 2 in Nevada. We've got 2 in Mississippi. We're going to Mississippi now, and as a matter of fact, we're not even leaving this casino that we're going to be talking about. Both occurred at the Beau Rivage.
Oh, okay.
I love hearing Beau Rivage. We always had almost every other week for a while there. Beau Rivage kicking out $100,000 jackpots.
There was a lot of jackpots from Beau Rivage for a while there. There was they were kind of on a heater, kind of with the jackpots given out. So.
Well, we've got 2 jackpots within a couple days of each other.
Okay.
We've got a player from Gulfport visiting Beau Rivage, playing the $100 denomination triple double stars slot machine. He was betting $100 a spin.
Okay.
He did a 1 credit bet, which means a $100 bet.
Okay.
$150,000.
Wow, nice. Good.
3 days later, on Saturday, that was on a Wednesday, this is on a Saturday.
All right.
Birmingham, Alabama visitor. They don't really have casinos in Alabama, so you got to go to Mississippi.
I wonder how long of a drive that was.
It's not that far. Birmingham to Gulfport, or to Beau Rivage. That's not too Biloxi. So
I'm not sure.
But we have a $200 bet.
Okay.
On the same machine.
All right.
$300,000 jackpot.
Well, see, that makes sense. You double your bet, you double your winnings.
Yes.
So, okay.
And both players declined to be identified or photographed.
Okay.
So,
right.
2 big jackpots again from Beau Rivage. We're always seeing $100,000 jackpots from Beau Rivage. They have smaller ones, but every time you see their name in the reports or the press releases, it's always $100,000 or more for Beau Rivage.
Great. Good.
We're going to be leaving Mississippi now, and we're heading over to Jersey.
Okay.
We have another edition of Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show.
Oh, okay. I'm wearing my Atlantic City T-shirt on, so
yes.
Okay.
And this is for the first half of February.
Okay.
Now, as I mentioned last time, we did
So
Jersey
what are we doing?
Jackpots.
February 1st through the...
This goes to February
14th?
1st to the 13th.
13th. Okay.
13th.
All right.
And like I mentioned last time, we did Jersey Jackpots. The Division of Gaming Enforcement in New Jersey has changed their reporting. They went from doing $50,000 or more. They're now doing $40,000 or more.
All right.
And it just is a pain in the butt because it's an extra page of spreadsheet.
That's a lot more information you have to go through,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And we got some interesting ones. We got $1 million jackpot as well.
Oh, nice.
So,
okay.
Teasing
All
that.
right.
And
All
here
right.
we go. Starting Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show. February 1st, right off the bat. We've got Hard Rock Atlantic City on the boardwalk, the brick-and-mortar property, $100,000 IGT double bonus Game King, video poker.
Mm-hmm.
Moving over to the online world, we have GoldenNuggetCasino.com, Playtex RoboCop Collectum, paid out $148,900. Cool game, RoboCop Collectum.
I mean, is it the movie?
It's based on the movie, yes.
Okay,
yes.
all right. I didn't even know they had a
Not that really crappy update version of it, but the original one.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a updated one. Okay.
And this has a really nice feature, this Collectum feature. It shows up in the 5th row, or 5th column of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's money symbols within the other reels, the other 4 reels, when it comes up at Collectum, it collects all the money symbols.
Okay.
And it adds to your your jackpot that you win.
Right. So it's RoboCop, right?
RoboCop.
And that's online, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And now we're moving over to February 2nd, where we have 7 $100,000 jackpots.
What was
to report.
February 2nd? Was that a...
Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Must have had some specials going on at the casinos.
Maybe it's...
I can't remember that far
back. Must
back
have been a
already.
Weekend? Or, I don't know, 7 jackpots?
7 jackpots
all right.
of $100,000 or more. There were a hell of a lot more, 40,000 or more. So.
Okay.
But here we are. We're going to start off at DraftKings.com. Light and Wonder Hypernova Megaways. Very cool graphics in this game. $895,725.33.
Wow. Okay.
Staying with DraftKings.com, we've got IGT Fortune Coin paying out $406,100. And then we have DraftKings.com, IGT Fortune Coin, $125,800. So somebody might have hit twice on that one. It might have been the same player. You never know. Staying with DraftKings.com, we've got DraftKings Cash Engine paying out $105,000. Staying with DraftKings.com.
Oh, my God. All right.
IGT Fortune Coin again, $101,900. Finally, getting off DraftKings.com, we're going to Caesars on the boardwalk. Caesars Atlantic City. IGT's 2 double top, paying out $100,000. And going to BetMGM.com, the online site for the final jackpot of the day. That's $100,000 or more. $136,316.67 playing GVC craps.
Okay.
Now, I noticed this last time, too, when we were doing Jersey Jackpots. A lot more craps jackpots being reported.
It's interesting. If you ever watch it online, it's a very interesting process, very interesting game, especially the live dealer one, because I was I was playing it, the live dealer, and they put the dice on a platform, and a mechanical arm hits it off, and it rolls the dice. So, fun to watch.
Moving over to February 4th. I feel bad for February 4th. It's one of the few that has one on it.
Okay.
BetMGM.com. We're staying there with Evolution Arcade Bomb. Haven't played that one yet. Mm-hmm. Looks pretty cool though. I've seen the graphics and the listing in the game on the game section there. $102,588.02. Moving over to a pair of jackpots on February 6th, we're going to FanDuel.com, the online site. Light and Wonder Thundering Gorilla. Now, that's actually kind of a fun game.
I've never heard of it before.
It's kind of a brand new game.
All right.
I don't want to say brand new. It's a new game. It's a newish game, I should say.
All right.
$136,219.61. Going back over to GoldenNuggetCasino.com. $121,595.95. IGT Stinkin' Rich. Moving over to February 7th, we've got two there, and we've got GoldenNuggetCasino.com paying out $1,015,794.78, playing Aristocrats Bao Zhu Zhao Fu Red Festival.
Wow, okay.
I should get $1 million just for reading that.
Wow, okay.
And also staying...
I got to write that down because someone won $1 million on it?
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
And staying on Golden Nugget Casino, we got a pair here. $422,110 on IGT's Mystery of the Lamp.
Okay.
Genie-based kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not actually a desk lamp.
Desk lamp.
Moving over to, we've got... FanDuel.com. We've got $139,102.45 playing Lorcan Kelly, New Jersey's 10-cent multi-level jackpot. No clue what that is. That's how it was listed. I got to go look that up.
All right.
Borgata Atlantic City rounds out the 7th. We've going over to the Marina with IGT's Jacks Are Better Poker paying out $100,000. Moving over to February 8th, we've got GoldenNuggetCasino.com again playing Evolution's Crazy Time, $100,250. February 9th, BetRivers.com. First time we're having BetRivers.com in a while.
Okay.
Evolution Roulette, $112,500, paying out on February 9th there.
Okay.
February 10th, we've got TropicanaCasino.com. Light and Wonders Fortune Mint Fugu Yo Yu.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm completely killed that name. $100,026.61. Going over to DraftKings.com, Digital Fishin' Bigger Loaded Pots. That's a fun game to play.
We had that on before.
Yes.
All right.
$255,412.50. And then finishing up the 10th, we've got DraftKings.com playing Evolution Star Clusters, $217,760.13.
Okay.
Last entry of the week for $100,000 or more. There were a couple for February 13th, but they were under $100,000.
Okay.
We've got February 12th. Going back to TropicanaCasino.com, Light and Wonder Gold Cash kicked out $100,240. HardRockCasino.com, $121,982.97, playing my favorite manufacturer, Paul.
Okay.
Deal or No Deal, the big hit Megaways Jackpot Royale.
Okay.
Talk about a long name.
Is that the show, the TV show based
Yes.
on that? Okay.
And last one for the day is $105,100 on HardRockCasino.com playing IGT's Arthur Pendragon. Oh. And you know that's a King Arthur themed thing. So. But that's it for the $100,000 or more jackpots for Jersey Jackpots. Like I always do at the end of the segment, from January 1st to February 13th, 487 jackpots of $40,000 or more, totaling $40,715,012.67. And for 2025, we have two jackpots of $1 million or more. We are ahead of the game from last year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just by one.
All right. Okay.
So that's it for Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show. I'll be back in about 2 weeks with another set of jackpots from the Jersey casino industry. And again, we only do $100,000 or more.
There's a lot more jackpots.
Yes.
Or else we'd be here all day.
Yes.
So.
Congratulations to all the winners we talked about. Congratulations to everybody out there. We only talk $100,000 or more. There's a lot more winners out there, lottery and casino-wise, so congratulations there. And as always, press releases, jackpots, news, game announcements. info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Love hearing from everybody. I'll be back next week with another collection of jackpots.
Well, that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.